Total drama. It's my own total drama tier list. So today we're gonna be seeing who gets to see. Okay, we're gonna see who can pass these challenges. I got several good ideas for challenges. Episode 1. They all just got introduced. Friends and Mortar. For the first challenge, it's a regular show themed challenge. Punchies. To see who wins. Okay, so we're starting with Skips versus BMO. Since BMO is tiny, BMO will not be able to get hit BMO isn't that strong, so that's 1 point regular show. Next is Pops versus the Ice King. I feel like in a fist fight without powers, I feel like Pops would win. So it'd be a close fight, but 2 points regular show. Up next is Vincent versus Rainicorn. Which Rainicorn wins because she can't use fists. She has to use her tail. Up next is Hot Fight Ghost versus Marceline. Marceline's fighting a ghost, so she's already lose because she can't punch him. She can't punch him, I mean. So it's 2 points regular show and 2 points adventure time. Up next is Jake versus Rigby. Which we all know who wins that fight. Jake. Jake is a little stronger than Rigby. Even though Rigby could give Rick Benson a punch. But I feel like Jake is still stronger than Rigby fist fight. Up next is Muscle Man versus Princess Bubblegum. Which Princess Bubblegum would lose because Muscle Man's extremely strong. She'd put up a decent one at least. Now it's Mordecai versus, and Mordecai wins. So Jake beat Marceline, beat High Fives beat Marceline. So that's 33 points. Muscle Man beat. So it's tied at 4-4. The tiebreaker is the evil game, the rock, paper, scissors. To see how long they could take to summon a spirit. Rock, paper, scissors. It's Mordecai versus Finn. Which Mordecai wins because he's smarter and he knows how to play the game. So today's elimination is between which everyone just votes out the Ice King. They all think he's weird, trying to hook up with the princesses. And nobody even likes the Ice King, so he's the first one out. Episode 2. Today's challenge is not a fighting challenge, but it's an obstacle course. Get through I gotta think of my own obstacle course for this one. Get through the giant Ice King mountains. Get in the Ice King's lab and defeat the Ice King. No, wait, that's too easy. Wait, no, it's not that easy because Ice King has ice power. So we're doing that challenge. We can use Ice King versus which normally in a regular in an Adventure Time scenario, Finn would win because Finn knows how to punch him and jump him. But in this scenario, the Ice King wins. Because an average human can't break out of it. So, because it's ice. So Finn loses, that's 1 point. Then Skips. I feel like Skips would lose, but Skips is strong, so I feel like Skips would win this. Because he's practically immortal. So that's 1 point regular show. Up next is Rainicorn, which she loses. Up next is Jake, which Jake wins. So Jake's not in the bottom. But this is a purge challenge. Excuse me. Sorry for the sneeze. I feel like Princess Bubblegum's in the bottom. Excuse me. And Marceline's in the bottom, and BMO's in the bottom. The only person that's actually not in the bottom is Jake. So it's a tiebreaker for 5 on this team. But And I feel like Mordecai would lose the Ice King. I feel like they all would. Except for Pops and Skip, so that automatically gives regular show the win. But Jake has invincibility tonight for the team. Normally we're doing this for merge, but since practically everybody except Jake lost to the Ice King, we're giving Jake invincibility. Which Jake Bubblegum, Jake Rainicorn Bubblegum, and Finn all vote for, and Bima all vote for Marceline. Marceline know they meant no mean by it, but Marceline vote Jake because she knows Finn and Jake are in an alliance. So Marceline is the second. But Prince, today's a smart challenge. Because we all know there's tons of smarts around here. Like Bubblegum, Jake. I mean Bubblegum, Skips. Bubblegum and Skips are the smartest ones here. So let's see how good they can do in a literal challenge. So, who would... It's the math questions. Which I feel like BMO would survive this instantly. Because BMO's a computer boy. Practically AI. Because BMO helps Jake and Finn with everything. So I feel like Rainicorn, Bubblegum, and BMO survived. But Finn and Jake lost the challenge. Jake was too lazy to answer, and Finn wasn't really sure what it was really hard. It was like 1 million times a trillion. No, it was 1 million times 4 equals x 8y z. And now it's the regular show one, which Rigby lost because he was too lazy to answer. Pops couldn't write it on paper because he's a ghost, so that's no fair game for him. Obviously, Benson and Skip survived. They're the smartest ones. And then everybody else I know Musselman's kind of smart, but he still loses. Because this is the hardest question in the world. And Pops lost. So now we're going to do the ultimate smarts challenge. Between Princess Bubblegum, Rainicorn, BMO, versus Skips and Benson. So far, it does not look good for a regular show. Now, your goal is to defeat the Pops brother, Anti-Pops. But you have to outbeat him in the trivia. Because of the universe. Which no one's going to be able to do that. Because Anti-Pops is really old and really strong. But for the sake, I just say that Bubblegum was born before Anti-Pops. So that automatically gives her an advantage and makes her win. Because she's a little smarter than him. That's how I'm going to play it. Because Anti-Pops is practically smarter than everybody here. But just by one luck question, Bubblegum outsmarted him. So now tonight's vote. Well, Benson votes Rigby. Mordecai and Rigby votes Benson. High Fives and Muscle Man vote Pops. And Skips just votes Mordecai. So it's a tiebreaker between Skips. So it's a tiebreaker between Benson and Rigby. Wait a second, how did I do the vote again? I know Mordecai and Rigby vote Pops. No, they vote Rigby. No! Ugh. I meant they vote Benson. Well, High Fives and Muscle Man voted Rigby. Skips voted Rigby. Okay, Rigby's just eliminated. I decided to do that way because I forgot the other way I did it. Mordecai didn't want to vote Rigby. Well, everybody else did. Because he's the one causing them challenges because he's a slacker. But once again, he had major character development in Season 8. But this is just Season 1 Rigby. And Season 1 Rigby is one of the early boots. But if it was like Season 8 Rigby, he'd probably at least be making top 5. Okay, it was Episode 1, Episode 2, and Episode 3. So today's Episode 4. Today's episode is get the sword that... Find Finn's sword. Whoever finds it first wins. And by the way, it's in the Ice King. It's in the Ice Kingdom. But, of course, Adventure Time wins. They've been in there so much times, they know where everything is at. So that's automatic win for Adventure Time. So today's another vote for a regular show. Well, High Fives and Muscle Man are in an alliance. Mordecai and Benson are enemies. So Mordecai votes Benson and Benson votes Mordecai. High Fives and Muscle Man vote Skips because he's a challenge threat. Mordecai convinces Pops and Skips to vote Rigby. But I don't know how Mordecai managed to convince Skips. I guess he said something like, oh, but if you don't vote Benson tonight, he's going to sabotage and become the main villain of the series. Or something. Technically, I don't know who to make a villain now. Okay. So the main villain of this series is BMO. Because his power broke, so he became the main evil. Alright, that's gonna work. Today's challenge is a battle to the death to see who survives. BMO goes crazy and carries his team to victory because he became huge somehow and outbeat them all. Not even Skips could beat him because BMO became extremely strong somehow in some way. He must have stolen something from the Ice King's kingdom. He must have stolen an energy source from because he knows he ain't going to survive this game if he doesn't do anything. So Team Adventure Time wins. So Mordecai and Pops so Skips and Pops are in an alliance, and they vote Mordecai because he's the most threatening. Well, they all voted Mordecai because Pops convinced everybody to vote Mordecai. Episode 6. Today's challenge is a race. Adventure Time wins because they got Jake and they got Rainicorn, and BMO sabotaged the entire track. But High Five was the only one to make it, so he's getting an invincibility because he was the only one to make it. So tonight's elimination is Muscle Man and High Five vote Pops. They vote Skips, and Pops and Skips vote Muscle Man. So it's a tiebreaker between Muscle Man and Pops. Muscle Man and Skips. Which Skips win and eliminates Muscle Man. Not a lot, everybody thinks he's annoying, but in this one, he actually made it decently far. It's time for the merge. That means it's everyone on their own now. Because we barely got any competitors left, so there's no point of doing the merge. There's no point of letting them stay on teams. Okay, now it's officially the merge. Today's challenge is an escape room. Your goal is to answer questions to see who can get the farthest. Which at the end of this, Princess Bubblegum won invincibility. BMO tried to sabotage her, but it failed. So tonight's vote, BMO, Finn, and Jake all vote Skips. No, they all vote Pops. They all vote High Five because he's a ghost. Because High Five got second place. Because he can practically through it. But Bubblegum outsmarted him. Everybody practically voted out High Five because he's a ghost. And High Five can practically not feel any pain. So that's just eliminating High Five. Today's the final 7, everyone. And now, it's a comeback. But now, the comebacks are the Ice King, and the only other person that made the comebacks, because Muscle Man and High Five got eliminated too late was Mordecai. So today's challenge was who can punch the most walls, which Mordecai wins. By the way, it was punch the most ice walls, and Mordecai somehow did it. So now Mordecai is back. And the prize of this season is $1 million. It's not real. It's just a reality TV show, which everybody knows this. Today's challenge is who can jump the highest, which no flying. So beam out. Raining unicorns already automatically out, and no turning into things. So Jake is automatically out. So the winner is Finn. Finn actually gets invincibility. And he's got a second invincibility. He found the Chris McClane invincibility statue. So he gets to choose on anybody he wants. He uses it on Jake. Jake feels a little sad that he didn't use it on his girlfriend, Rainicorn. These three vote BMO because they know BMO's becoming evil. BMO tried to sabotage Princess Bubblegum's flying. So these four voted BMO, the main villain of the season, and he's eliminated because everybody knew what he was doing. Now it's the final 7 again. Today's challenge is your goal is to defeat the Lich, which I'm giving that win to Finn, and Jake was a close second, so they're both safe. Actually, I think Rainicorn was out. Rainicorn got sent to the hospital. She was injured because she couldn't defeat the Lich. It's the final 6. Today is dodgeball. So you pick a partner. So Finn chooses Jake. Finn feels a little sad he didn't choose Princess Bubblegum. So Princess Bubblegum chooses Skips because she thinks he's smart. And Pops had no choice, but he had to pick Mordecai. Which Princess Bubblegum got out, Jake got out, Pops got out, Mordecai got out, and Skips got out by Finn. So Jake and Finn win invincibility again. So today's vote, 2 votes, 2 votes Skip, 2 votes Skips. Jake and Finn easily convinced Pops to vote Skips. Mordecai and Skips voted Princess Bubblegum. And that's an automatic loss for Skips. Pops feels a little sad that he portrayed Skips. It's the final 5. Today's challenge. Defeat the giant goose, which Jake wins. Normally Mordecai would win in this situation, but Jake wins. You know the goose I'm talking about? The one goose is from the Baby Goose episode, where they became Power Ranger Megazords and had to fight each other. I think it was like season 5 or so. But Jake wins because he grew so huge to knock him out. So today's vote, they all vote Mordecai. Because they all know Pops is gullible. Part 4. Well, today's challenge is who can touch the moon. Which Princess Bubblegum wins. And they all vote out Pops. It's the final 3. Today's challenge is who can get rid of the fear of the ocean. Who can go in the ocean? Who could survive the longest on the ocean? Which Finn automatically loses this. He has the big fear of the ocean. So that just means he's eliminated. The grand finale. Oh wait, I should put him up there. It's the grand finale. Who will win? The goal is to escape a prison, which Jake is not very bright, so I say Princess Bubblegum. Remember to subscribe. Bye.